Frank Baker here with Cosplay 101, and I just wanted to do a video on my latest build, Tusken Raider. So my wife comes to me and says she wants to be a Tusken Raider. And when your wife comes to you and says she wants to be a Tusken Raider, what do? You build a second one for yourself. So I jumped online to see if there were some patterns, some ideas out there, and this is what I found. I mean, sure, there were 3D patterns I could have downloaded and printed, or there was the face kits I could have just purchased, but I didn't want to do that, so this is what I did. Got me a whole stack of cardboard and started trying to make some templates. Started trying to figure out face, that muzzle size and position, and to make sure that all the aspects looked good together. And this is kind of what I came up with. So I've got this muzzle piece here, and I've got this, which serves as kind of where the eyes would go. Nice thing about this design is it does give a slight downward slope to the top of the kind of the bridge of the mouth nose area. And what I was able to do was take those and actually kind of create my own little rough template. I didn't spend too much time on aesthetics because this is all going to be structural. As long as the size and the aspect and the ratios look good, it's all getting covered up with vinyl anyway. The front piece gets covered up with vinyl. Obviously this part gets covered up with vinyl. These pieces, instead of actually building, I did go ahead and just 3D print those because I found the template for them. But if you wanted to make it out of foam, I found that acrylic, a small acrylic or any kind of small paint container like this is the exact size that you want the eyes to be. So if you were to take foam and wrap it around something like this, it would be the correct diameter for the eyes and things like that. And of course these also like 3D printed. As far as the actual wrap, it's just obviously strips of utility cloth that I found pretty cheap actually, and just cut it into strips and glue it on. And then I went back with some RIT dye when I dyed the actual jacket / robe. I took a sponge and just kind of sponged on and then let it dry. So that is a little bit darker than the original color. The original color was kind of a very yellowy beige kind of color. So it kind of dirtied it up nice with the RIT dye. One thing I do want to mention also is the actual helmet. I ended up using, in my opinion, the best available download you can get as a cosplayer, especially if you're beginning. It's the Paladin helmet from Evil Ted. That helmet is so versatile in what you can use it for. I've used it in a couple of my builds. I used that as the starting point for the helmet and just modified it to fit, to hold the front piece on, and it worked really well. Again, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to drop them below.